darlings. Today I'm going to talk about how I got my first ACX offer. I am quite excited. So I'm going to talk about what I've been doing so far. So I did record all of my own first book, Satirist. It is not yet published. I'm just waiting for a friend to finish up listening to it before I go ahead, in case I have missed something. So I'm very glad I did that so I could learn and get better before doing somebody else's book. And as I was looking through the different titles on ACX, I originally was thinking of doing fiction, maybe in the romance genre, maybe something a little dark and mysterious, maybe something paranormal or I don't know what. But as I was looking through, I saw some nonfiction titles where I was like, I would read that. That looks interesting. And I'm like, why the heck not? Like, give those an audition. And I realized that there's something a little less daunting about a nonfiction book, because when I was looking at other people's stories, I was like, how do you figure out voices when you haven't read the entire book and you don't have a feel? Are my eyebrows crazy? When you don't have a feel for what they're like. You know, you might get a little bit of a snippet, but you don't know. And I'm like, oh, that's a lot of pressure for like a maybe 10-minute audition, give or take, however long they are. So I was like, ooh, nonfiction might be a fun way to get into it. And it's something I can learn along the way as I play with my zipper. I'm wearing a unicorn onesie. I have wings. I was literally lying in bed, and then I was like, ah! Like scared the crap out of my love. I'm like, I forgot to do my video today. So that's what I'm doing right now, doing my video. Consistency. So yes, I I auditioned for a couple of nonfiction books and also a couple just regular fiction books that were romancy. And there was one I did that required a British accent. I am not particularly skilled in accents, but I'm like, I'm going to try this. And hopefully they're not offended. Like, hopefully it wasn't too bad. When I was listening back, I'm like, I don't think it's awful. But I don't know. Anyway. So, yeah, I believe it was like Saturday or Sunday morning that I put in like 3 different auditions. And then Sunday evening, while I'm cooking dinner, like literally have pork sausage in a pan. It was frozen because I don't plan things particularly well sometimes. And it required attention and time. And I get an email. I look at my phone. I'm like, I made this like inhuman sound, and literally jumped up and down. And my love was like, "Oh, you got an offer!" Like he was just so thrilled. I'm just like, "Oh my god!" Like just going crazy. So in the middle of dinner, like I should probably be looking at what's on the stove, I run to my computer and accept the offer because the email says, "Hey, you better accept this quickly or they might move on." So I'm like just spazzing out. I had 2 days. I did not need to spaz out and do it right that second and ignore dinner. So then it's like, hey, make sure to ask the rights holder for the manuscript. And I'm like, why is it just not immediately available when you accept the offer? Like, why? Do I just psychically connect to the rights holder and just read it from their brain? Like, why is that ACX? Why is that a thing? That's weird. I don't get it. So I sent them a little message. I'm like, hey, I'm so happy. Like, I'm looking forward to doing your book. Thanks for choosing me. When you can get me the manuscript, that would be great. Thanks, because I'm a woman. And for me, it's awkward to very directly ask for something, especially when I'm uncertain as to how it goes. And then I'm like, how do they send it to me? Like, is it through ACX? Like, this is a dumb thing I have going through my mind. I'm like, what if I ask them to send it to me and I don't give them a way to send it to me if it doesn't go through ACX? Because, like I've said, I've done an entire book. Like, I know most of the process, but that's from the, like, rights holders account. Like, I have 2 accounts because you can't do both in one, which is interesting. But I, like, what do I do? So I, like Keera Joel, and then I'm like, KeeraJoel@gmail.com, just in case. And then, of course, it goes through ACX. Like, it, like, popped up later, and it's like, boop, you can download it now. So I'm like, sweet. So then the next step is to do a 15-minute sample type thing. Like, basically, you do the first 15 minutes, and then they can officially be like, yes. So I did that, and that was nerve-wracking because I've done everything for myself so far. So, like, I'll be like, oh, that sounds great. That sounds good. Like, I like that. Like, that is quality that I am happy with. But with somebody else, I don't know why I picture other people being horrible. So, like, the entire time I'm just like re-saying things several times. 'Cause I'm like, what if that didn't sound good? Oh, and so I had to do, like, multiple takes of some sentences to, like, pick the one that sounded the best. And then I was really frustrated because I said, like, one word slightly wrong, and I'm just like, I can't leave that. So then record it. I record the entire paragraph that it's in correctly, and do all the stuff that I normally do, like the noise reduction and all of that. I'm suddenly wondering, oh yeah, sorry, brain moment. I'm like, did I normalize it? But I'm pretty sure I did, because it sounded fine. Anyway, so whenever you do that, invariably, my words, it's going to sound a little bit different. And I've noticed, like, very good narrators will do this, where they'll just have a sentence that sounds slightly different from everything else. And I always wondered why. I'm like, what happened? What happened there? But that's happened to me, where I can read an entire thing, be done, go to edit it, like I'm still in the same exact spot, I'm still doing everything the same. I'll notice a section where I said something wrong, and I don't have, like, I didn't redo it right. So I will go record, and then do all this stuff, splice it in, and it still sounds just a little bit different. And so that happened, and I was, like, really paranoid. Like, I listened to it, like, several times, and I'm like, it's just, oh, like for me, I would totally be like, that's fine. Especially because I have heard really good narrators do that. But, like, in my head, I'm just like, they're gonna tear me apart. They're gonna be like, how dare you? I can't believe that you tricked me into thinking that you would be good. Because, like I said, I think it sounds lovely. I think it sounds great. I don't know why I am so neurotic. So we'll see. I'm trying to, like, I want to be positive. I want to be like, yeah, they're gonna be like, yeah, go ahead, awesome. But I also have the weird part of me that plans for disaster. Do you ever do that? Or do you ever be like, what happens if I was homeless? What happens if I lost a leg? What would I do if blah, 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 blah? I have these thoughts. I should not have them. That's not good. I shouldn't put that out there. They're gonna love it. They're gonna be like, yeah, you're amazing. Or they'll just be like, oh, hey, we noticed this thing. Can you just redo the chapter? And I would totally do that. So we'll see how it goes. Another thing I wanted to add was that I was feeling a little discouraged, actually, which is silly because I only put in, like, 6 auditions, and I haven't been doing this for a particularly long time. So I was like, slow your roll, Keera. Take your time. It's okay if it takes a little bit of time. But there were a couple YouTubers I watched, and they, like, had just started, and they just picked something and they're like, "Yup," and they auditioned and they got it like right away, like their very first audition. And so when that didn't happen to me, I was like, "Oh, that's fine. Don't mind me and my terrible Minnesotan accent and just the way I sound in general." Because I feel like never in my life has anyone been like, "You have a great voice." So I was like, what if I can't do it? I can do my own because it's mine and I get to do what I want. So yeah, that was me just being silly because I got the offer. And that was exciting. And even if, of course I'm going to do this, and even if they are like, "I'm sorry, you suck, never mind," which would be weird. Why do I think these things? I will move on and I will just keep doing it, but I will feel more positive. So anyway, the moral of the story is keep trying. Keep getting back on that horse. Keep getting back up. If you get knocked down, get up again. And don't let people keep you down. I'm going to drink some tea. I'm going to go back to bed. Pretty sure there was more I was going to say. I don't remember. I'm really awake. I'm awake tired. I'm just going to keep talking. No, I'm not. Okay, bye.